Hey, how you doing?
Hey, good,
Awesome,
Paul.
I guess that. Hey, how you doing?
Thanks.
John. So today we have a lesson. So this is the lesson number 1. So tell me a little bit about yourself. What's your occupation?
Well, I work as a PE teacher this year and as an athletic director. So I've been teaching about 20 years now.
Okay.
And, was in the fire service before that. So just enjoy golf when I get a chance to get out and play.
Awesome. Any physical restrictions you may have?
I did have some neck fusion, so the 4 vertebrae are fused together, so it limits a little bit of the head turn. And I've had 5 shoulder operations, a couple ribs taken out, so a few different mobility. It's a little tighter than normal, but we do what we can do. So.
Okay. And how often do you practice each week?
Probably 3 to 4 times a week.
Okay, 3 to 4
come out,
times.
hit balls, relax a little bit.
Okay, very good. And do you have a handicap right now?
Yeah, 3.6-ish,
okay.
I think it is.
All right. Good, good. You're a very good golfer. And what's your favorite club, you think?
The club I start with on the range is a 9-iron.
Okay.
I like the 8-iron.
Least favorite club?
Least is probably the 3-wood or my 4-iron.
Okay, very good. And let's talk about what you want to accomplish today for today's lesson.
I'd like to work
number 1.
on my full swing.
Full swing.
Full swing, and just have you see if I'm getting through the ball properly. And,
so I guess what I'm
rotation.
talking about is what ball flight do we want to affect? Do you want more distance? Do you want more consistency? Do you want...
I'd like to be able to shape a bit of a draw and add a little bit of distance that way, because I've been hitting some fades from time to time. If my neck gets inflamed, I don't rotate as much and hit a little bit more of a cut, but I would love to be able to draw the ball in.
Draw the ball. Now, for which particular club are you...
just a baby draw for like the low irons.
For the low irons. Okay,
yeah.
So like the 9-iron or 8-iron,
yeah,
or some of those scoring irons.
Right.
Okay, very good. So we'll work on that kind of a draw, and so what we'll do is we'll get you down the line and face on videos. All right.
Okay. Sounds
cool.
good.
All right, let's do it, man.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Okay, John. So one of your goals was you were hitting the ball pretty good, but it sounds to me that you wanted just a little bit of that draw, and I believe the reason why you want that kind of draw, especially in conditions where it's windy, you want that kind of penetrating ball flight and possibly a little bit more distance, which is always a good thing when you hit a draw. It's very much more controlled. And I notice some of your misses, sometimes you're going over to the right a little bit. So let's talk about ball flight laws. So club head speed and face angle. If you want that little bit of draw, you have to kind of change the face just a little bit. I like the square, but maybe the actual swing path. What I'm gonna show you today is what's called lag, and I want you to do this. I want you to be able to, when you take that backswing, when that club's up here, I want you to shift your weight and basically your arms. Obviously your arms are there so that way the club doesn't fall down, but I want you to be able to twist your hip and then have that club, your arms and that club follow through, okay? Does that make sense? So let me just kind of, maybe possibly just a quick demonstration. So
that'd be great.
What I want you to do is I don't care where the ball goes, as long as you make this move, which is take the club up here and then you're basically shifting your weight. You're pretty good right now. I think you're kind of all at the same, but I think with a little bit more lag, which is basically separation of your arms and your hips, you can generate a little bit more power. Okay. What was that club you were using?
That was a 9-iron.
A 9-iron. So you're hitting that about from here, that's about 100, probably 15, 20 yards. Okay. Would you say that's about? Yeah. So you could probably get like 10 more yards out of it if you institute basically this kind of lag situation, which is you take it kind of back. I'm do it one time. Take it back right here, and
beautiful
kind of push
strike
it
there, Paul.
Right. So that's with a pitching wedge, and with that 9-iron, and all I want you to do is don't worry about where the ball goes. I just want you to twist that hip, and that your arm will follow. Okay.
Okay. And should the swing path then be kind of more out?
I think right now we'll just keep it neutral.
Okay.
Right.
Should the takeaway be longer like this? Or it's okay?
Nope. I just want you to, basically, you're going to hold it and then you're going to twist your hip. Okay? And you make that turn. Right? So let's try that one. Don't worry about where the ball goes. Okay. How was that?
I felt pretty good. Still could be more lag. It felt like I got to work on it.
But you could see that it just kind of, the arms just kind of come down because everything is following.
Right.
You're not necessarily forcing it with your hand, and that ball's going to jump even more.
Yeah.
So.
Try that.
Okay. And under,
And it's pretty clean.
it's always clean, yeah. Under extreme pressure condition, you could actually even slow it down and even give it that more separation. You know, for example, if someone you see, it's like, oh my God, he just hit, you know, a long drive or a long shot with his iron, and you want to kind of, you know, you want to equal, if not exceed those expectations. I would recommend slowing it down, but making kind of that lag, that more separation, and you're gonna find you do have that power.
That's definitely further.
You like that?
Yeah. That's 10, 15 yards further right there. Yeah. How you been, man?
I'm good, brother. How about you?
Okay, John. Well, you know,
Thanks, Paul.
so when I saw that, it looked like your clubs now it's about 10 yards longer. We have a little bit of breeze in our face. Obviously, some were about maybe a little bit longer, if not the same. But it, from my observation and from how I'm listening to the golf ball hitting the club, you're actually having a higher snap down. So give me a little bit of feedback how you think that went.
I did feel I'm more of a kinesthetic learner, so the hitting the ball, I could feel it right away. It felt more pure.
Perfect.
And definitely felt a little smoother, slower.
Okay.
You know,
What
so
do
I got to work on that tempo, that change.
Okay, so it's a little bit slower, smoother, so you slow down that swing just a hair, the backswing
I think
especially.
if I slow the backswing.
And then you're able to connect everything, your whole body.
It felt pretty good. It felt, I wasn't sure if I was sliding a little bit or if that's what it should feel like. That's a new feel a little bit.
I think it's not so much a slide, it's more of a rotation.
Yeah. So
It's a hip rotation because you're already kind of angled this way. And when you rotate, right, when you rotate your hips, because you're already angled, you're essentially just kind of rotating the right way.
Yeah.
Right? Does that make sense?
That does.
Yeah.
That does. I wasn't sure if I should have my front foot angled open a little more to kind of let those hips come clean. Or
I
if
don't
it's
think
just,
you need to do any of that because I think there's always this misconception that you have to move forward, this whole kind of sliding forward when you shift your body. But with a tilt, 20-25 degrees, and all you're doing is shift, you're making this big turn with your hips leading and then having your arms follow, you hit the ball more solidly instead of if you sway, you do this or you come out of it, bad things happen. So.
Right.
All right.
That was great.
Good, man.
That was
all right.
awesome.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you next week.
I appreciate that, Paul. Thanks, man.
All right. Awesome. Good.